Hi, I'm Mark Vernarelli. Welcome to Inside Harford County, a program where we sit down with our community leaders and discuss the issues important to the citizens of Harford County. Wednesday, August 7th, we're airing tonight live from the Harford TV studio, and you can give us a call and join our discussion at 410-638-3894. And the discussion tonight is the Maryland Italian Festival, the state's largest Italian festival. It comes back next month to Harford County. And joining us tonight with all the exciting details are Elio Scaccio, the festival chair, and the SIAB co-founder. What's SIAB? Well, that's the Society of Italian American Businessmen, and Larry Noto, the festival co-chair and the marketing chair. Welcome, gentlemen. Great to have you.
Thank you very much.
And I got to tell you right now, I don't like either one of you guys because you got all my musical talent. If I sang, the camera guys would be on the floor, you'd be watching color bars, the lights would be falling. You guys have all the singing talent, the musical talent. We're going to talk a little bit more about what you're going to do at the festival, and you both are performing, but we'll save that one for a little bit later.
Okay.
But you go two very talented
Maybe
guests
you'll
here.
join us.
If I join, it will not be a good performance, I guarantee you. God did not give me in that way, I can tell you that. The Society for Italian American Businessmen. Elio, what's that all about, and how did it start? It goes back over 10 years now.
Yeah, we started in March of 2013, and we've grown over the course of 10 now, in our 11th year, to about 70 members strong. Our original board was a small board of nine people, and we just grew, and it just kind of snowballed from there. And over the last 10 years, we've raised over $1 million for area charities and sponsorship or scholarships, and everything we raise goes back to the community. And now with the advent of the Maryland Italian Festival, that charity footprint has grown to Maryland as well. So
fantastic.
It's been a blessing, really.
Larry, your dad, God rest his soul, has one of, to me at least, the iconic stores that's still around, Music Land,
Yes.
Now in Bel Air, was in Govans originally. So you're one of the businessmen who obviously supports this. And just talk a little bit about your dad and that business, because that's a big part of this.
Yeah, my dad was such an integral part of the community, and I always lived in Bel Air, but my career was in Baltimore in tourism marketing with the aquarium and Visit Baltimore. And when my dad passed in 2015, I took over Music Land. It was such a huge part of Bel Air and Maryland. And that's actually when Elio and I have known each other for about 15 years, or seems longer.
Yeah, it does. Seems like forever.
But, Elio said we have this thing called SIAB, Society of Italian American Businessmen. And now that you are working in Harford County, would you like to join? And it's literally the most impressive, generous group of people I've ever met in my life. The work that they've done, like Elio said, over almost $1 million for charity in 10 years is incredible. So it's really been great to be a part of it.
That's fantastic. And Elio, you had big aspirations from the beginning. When you started thinking about the festival, you were already convinced in your heart that it was going to become the biggest. And talk a little bit about the origins of the Italian festival and how it came to be.
Well, when I started, we talked about the Italian festival quite a bit in our early years, and we just didn't have the manpower to do it. But it was always in my head to bring back, I'm sure some of the listeners remember Rash Field down in the Inner Harbor, how huge that was. And I remember as a kid going there and all the carnival rides and the national entertainment, Dean Martin and even Sinatra and Tony Bennett and all those guys would come down to the Rash Field and perform back in the in the 70s. And I always wanted to bring that back, and that was kind of the vision to bring it and be able to raise exponentially more money for SIAB and for our charities. And the vision of bringing the rides and the national entertainment and regional entertainment, all of that kind of started snowballing about 18 months prior to the inaugural event last year. And the county rallied behind the vision, and SIAB, everybody took up arms, and kind of we got behind what we needed to do, and it blossomed into an amazing event.
And we should tell the folks right now when it is and where it is, because a lot of people maybe have not come before, but you're doing it at the Equestrian Center, and it's at the end of September, right?
Right, September 27th through the 29th. It actually kicks off Italian American Heritage Month, which is October. So it's sort of our, it's a big part of our mission is to celebrate our Italian heritage. So what better way with this festival than to do that? So September 27th through the 29th at the Equestrian Center off Tollgate Road in Bel Air.
And both of these guys, ladies and gentlemen, are going to be performing. I mean, we have a Peabody-trained singer here who is acclaimed, and Larry, a very talented man as well. But I'm looking
Not
at
acclaimed.
Well, no.
Unclaimed.
Not at all.
He's unclaimed.
Unclaimed. I'm
Is it
looking
say
at
that right underneath?
No, we didn't
doesn't
put
say
that up.
Okay, good.
I'm looking at the list of entertainers, and there are some really big names and some really interesting people. Frank Stallone, the Minaldi brothers, Angelo Venuto, and just a lot of talent. Right, Elio?
Yeah, and I've been blessed to be able to perform all around the country and doing what I love to do. So bringing in the talent, I've called on friends of mine and some people in the industry that we know do an amazing job. Frank Stallone is going to be our headliner on Saturday. There's an incredible Madonna tribute, because Madonna's Italian, of course. So, just like Sinatra and those guys, they don't sing any Italian songs, or Sinatra didn't, but yet he's an Italian-American artist. And back in that day, he sang all the Italian festivals and did all the, around the country. And we're doing the same kind of thing and raising awareness for, the Italian-American artists that are out there today that may not sing Italian. So we're doing that on Friday night with Blonde Ambition, fantastic New York-based Madonna tribute act. She'll be headlining Friday. Of course, Stallone from L.A. is flying in, and I didn't know this, but he's from Maryland.
He had a farm in Maryland.
I did not know
He talked
that.
about.
Wow.
He did an interview recently. He talked about hanging out with Robert Mitchum on his farm.
Yeah.
in Baltimore County. So
Wow.
yeah, he was in Maryland raised or born.
Yeah, and he's a great guy. So he's going to do a lot of PR for us as well. And then bringing back Ray Mass's Eurorhythms. They're friends of mine for 20 years, and they're a huge act from Columbus, Ohio, perform all over the country.
I think the thing is, you did an amazing job. I mean, I know you called in a lot of favors from people, because he tours, like he said, all over. He told me to mention that. And just kidding.
I did not.
Just
Come on
kidding.
now.
I'm kidding. He's acclaimed. Did you know that? He did a great job of bringing these entertainers. Our family, this is not an event that you come to for an hour and you leave. This is an event that you can stay at all day, all night. And you could really come Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. We have these villas or these little special seating pods that you can rent for the weekend. We had a tent there, a villa that we bought, and my family they were there all day Friday, all day Saturday, all day Sunday, because the entertainment is top notch.
And you had a huge crowd last year.
Yeah.
25,000
strong.
people.
We had attendance from 15 different states. And all the work that goes into this for the whole organization, all the guys from SIAB work hard in this, and just knowing that the fruits of our labor, for me anyway, was the big piece of it is seeing and hearing all the stories of the families that are getting together. I can't tell you how many families that I spoke with that were having reunions that haven't seen their family members, certain family members, for 10 years. And they were getting together at the festival for the entire weekend. People were coming in from Florida. A couple people came in from Utah, from Texas, from Ohio, from all over to be at the festival. So it helps with tourism and the hotels and the restaurants and all of that as well. But because we've set it up in such a way where we have these, like Larry was saying, we have these special VIP villas, and it's a 10 by 10 tent with a table and 8 chairs. You can rent them. Well, they're sold out now. Nice. For the 3 days, they're sold out, but you can still rent them for Friday and Sunday. And you get 8 chairs. You get cocktail service, so you get people coming to you asking if what you need for drinks, and you get a VIP parking pass, and you get some tokens for some food as well. So we treat the people there like family, because that's what it's all about for us.
You don't even know this, but we have a group that just emailed us that they're doing their rehearsal dinner party. Is going to be at the festival. They're bringing 30.
Wow.
Yeah, they're bringing 30, 40 people.
That's amazing.
And she says, I want to make sure we get tickets because this is our rehearsal dinner.
Wow,
it's going to be at the festival.
We'll have to talk later about that and how to make that special.
Yeah,
but
definitely.
Yeah,
Definitely.
So it's all about family for us, It's about raising money, but that's really secondary when you bring in the people and you create an environment that families are gonna generations are gonna come and enjoy themselves in a way where they can spend the whole weekend, like you said, Larry. This is not been to plenty of festivals where you're there for an hour, you walk through, 2 hours later, and you're out.
Who was it that you saw? The woman that came up to you after you sang last year?
Oh, God, that was a special story. It made me cry, actually, because at the end of the whole event, the group, one of the groups that I sing with, the Sicilian Tenors, we headlined on Sunday last year. Finished the show. I was exhausted. I come off the thing there, and I see this little old lady walking across the field with an entourage of people behind her. And she comes up to me and she says, "Elio, you won't remember me, but I used to work with your mom at Haas Tailoring Company." And I was like, "What?" And she's like 90 some odd years old now. So for me, that kind of sealed the deal with that's what we're doing. We're bringing and she was there with her grandkids, her kids, wives. I mean, 15 people there around her. And we were talking about my mom back in the 70s. And so
I met the guy who taught my father English when he came over from Sicily when he was 16, Tom Moscato.
Wow.
He was there.
Met him at the festival.
Yeah, I met him, and he was there. He goes, "I taught your father English." I said, "Well, he spoke broken English to the day he died, so you're the worst English teacher in the Baltimore metro area, Tom. I mean, come on, what are you doing here?" But one of our sponsors, John Bellantoni, the Bellantoni family, they had like 2 villas, and he had a Vespa, and he had his grandchildren there, and aunts and uncles, and it was a big family reunion. And that's really what it's like.
Yeah.
Now, you researched, Elio, a lot of festivals when you guys first had the idea for this, and your goal was to pick maybe the best things from each festival. You must have done a lot of work to try to make this really a grand event.
Well, we, going around to different festivals and performing at them, seeing what works and what doesn't work, that was kind of it. We brought in all of the things that the best of the best festivals around the country, brought them into our festival. And whether it's the VIP villas or the caliber of entertainment that you bring in, or the grandiosity of the carnival ride aspect.
Which they just showed the video of the scramblers, my little nieces, and my little nieces
are
the ones in the scramblers.
Oh, nice.
Little shout out to them.
Yeah, there you go.
They're famous. They're very excited.
They'll be excited about that for sure.
Yeah,
but even the mass.
The mass on Sunday, the bocce tournament that benefits Special Olympics on Saturday and Sunday. Anyone could register their teams on Saturday for the bocce tournament. So there's a lot going on. Cooking demos, wine demos.
Yeah. And Galbani, because it's the Galbani Maryland Italian Festival, they're our title sponsor. They come in and they've set up an amazing cooking demo with celebrity chefs and wine tastings throughout all 3 days. And it's first class the minute you walk in.
It really is.
We've had a lot of people come up to us, and throughout the year too. SIAB members will routinely say, "Yeah, I still hear about the first year that we've gone in," and people saying that it looked like a 10-year festival.
Yeah.
But it was our first year.
That speaks really well for your planning. That's great. I know you want to thank your sponsors too, because you can't have a festival without sponsors.
That's for sure.
Yeah,
so Galbani and Jarrettsville Furniture, All Red Security was a big one for us.
Yes.
A lot of people donated, realize this is for charity, so they're donating a lot of their services towards us, like All Red Security is making a large contribution with their efforts with the festival.
Bobby's Potties also.
And who's the printing company?
CDS Xerox, they're doing all of our printing for us. And our media sponsors.
Yeah, media sponsors is Channel 13, the Bay, and then WBEL. We're really excited, is our social media partner. They're going to be live streaming throughout the entire festival, telling these stories of people, of asking people where they're from, what their heritage. We really want to get people's stories out there and celebrate our heritage on our social media page. So our Facebook will be filled with that content this year, something that we didn't really do last year. So there's a lot of improvements this year too.
Yeah, that's great.
A lot of improvements.
Freedom Federal Credit Union, huge shout out to them, because they came in as a very nice sponsor, and we could not do the event. We couldn't put this event on without our sponsors. It's a monumental task. It costs a lot of money to put it on, and without without our sponsors. It doesn't matter if it's a $500 sponsor or a $30,000 or $40,000 sponsor. It all gets added together, and that's, without it, we just wouldn't have a festival.
The more we can offset our costs, the more money goes to charity.
Sure. And I was going to get back to that. SIAB has given how much money did you say to charity?
Over $1 million over
That's
the last
amazing.
10 years, yeah, to charities and scholarships as well, all in the area of family and child services, health, mental illness, addiction services, and that's just our core. But there's many more that we've given to over the course of 10, 11 years.
So it isn't just a matter of having a good time; it's a matter of really giving back to the community in a big way.
We work hard and play hard.
Nobody, no, SIAB is completely volunteer. There's no one, no one gets paid for this. It's all volunteer work.
Yeah.
Larry, I'm going to ask about food. I'm
Okay.
not
Oh,
looking
yeah.
at you just because it's food. 'cause
Well,
we're
I
all-
think we know.
Larry,
why.
talk about the food, shall you?
But the
That's
reason
the guy who's in shape.
The reason
I got
I
it.
ask
All right.
is because I know everybody thinks of Italian festivals, there's got to be all kinds of, and the food is just off the charts.
Yeah, we've almost doubled the food vendors from last year. There's great restaurants like the Local and Libertoria's, right?
Libertoria's
Yep,
is going to be in there.
Libertoria's.
Baco is going to be in there
Baco's
also.
in? Let's see,
Baco's
breaking
in.
news. This is we're
Yep.
breaking news on this program.
That is.
We
it
don't
is.
talk, as you can see.
No.
We don't communicate with each other.
We don't like each other.
No, not at all. I only talk to him about 30 times a day. And then who's the arancini vendor? That's what I'm looking for.
Oh,
too.
the little Sicilian food truck. He's coming in from New Jersey.
Uh-huh.
And that's the other thing. We have vendors coming in from New Jersey, New York, Pennsylvania, Virginia. One as far as Florida is coming up. So this is not just a Tracy Zeppelis. This is not. It's not just a Maryland Italian festival. It's growing to be a regional Italian festival. And we're lucky enough to host it in Harford County.
Di Pasquale's. How could we forget
Yeah,
that?
Di Pasquale's.
Oh
Not
my
only Di
gosh.
Pasquale's Espresso, good friends of mine, but Di Pasquale's Deli also, that's down in Canton. So vendors from all over are coming in. Not only food vendors, but retail vendors also.
How about the carnival rides? Was there any debate about that? Because people always go back and forth. Should we have them? How many should we have? Should we emphasize that? You managed to keep all kinds of different things in this festival, including the carnival rides.
Yeah, that was actually the first thing that I wanted to secure before we moved forward with the rest of the festival, because that element itself brings a lot of attendance, brings a lot of families out because of the kids, and but that was the first thing we wanted to do. So I went to a friend of mine that I've known for a while, and that does the Wilmington Italian Festival. That's a week long. And the Majestic Midways, they said they'd love to do it, and they took a chance on us the first year, and now they're back. And our carnival footprint, we work with a company called Via Productions down in Florida, and Jerry Soma, known him for 20 years, and he's really helped us put together and create a footprint to where it naturally flows and everything works well. So we've increased the footprint of the carnival this year to add some more carnival rides, and we've kind of made the flow better, because there was a lot of congestion last year because it was such an astronomical turnout. We had no idea that it was going to be that successful, and if any of the comments were negative in that they waited too long for food or whatever, it's because it was such a success, So.
So more food vendors, more carnival rides, double the bar piazzas.
Yep.
There's the piazza that we had last year, and then we also have a new
Aperol Spritz Lounge.
Yeah,
which is so it's going to be the two big pavilions are going to house the beer, wine, liquor type stuff, and Aperol came in.
New family pavilion.
Yep. There's we had the Luca Electric family picnic area last year. It was packed, and people didn't move. They didn't leave because the entertainment was so good. So they stayed once they sat. So we increased, and we added another pavilion, another tent that's going to be another family picnic area by the bocce courts. So that, and the bocce is a big draw also.
Let's talk about the entertainment as it pertains to you two gentlemen. Larry, you're involved this year. What are you going to be doing that the folks are going to be seeing and hearing?
So I sing, actually, believe it or not. It's news to me too.
Unacclaimed.
Yeah, unacclaimed.
Unacclaimed.
Thank you, Elio. He's my manager. This is our last interview together.
That's it.
I'm out. No, it's Larry Noto and the Little Big Band. It's all Sinatra, Bobby Darin, Dean Martin. It's about a 14-piece band with me as the singer. So we actually sang last year, and we're going to sing again Sunday I think we're at 12:30 on Sunday.
And Elio,
right after the Mass.
I know you don't like to toot your horn, but you do have an amazing career behind you. Talk a little bit about your training and how you got to be to where you are today, because you're very well known.
Well, thank you. I mean, I'm
letting you go on that. I'm letting
yeah, let it go. It's an interview. Remember,
yeah, right. I got it. We're live. We're live.
So, I mean, truly, I'm blessed to be able to do what I do, and I started singing when I was 8, and started doing doo-wop with my brothers, and that's how I learned to sing. Really, kind of went through my teenage years, and in the '90s, I was stage diving to Pearl Jam and Nirvana and shredding my vocal cords, singing that kind of stuff. And then around 2000 and 2004. My dad passed away in '97, and he had always said, "You need to sing Italian music. You need to sing Italian music." So, at that point in time, I started training classically, and did some work at Peabody, and it kind of snowballed from there. I met up with dear friends of mine, Sam Vitale and Aaron Caruso, who's in the Sicilian Tenors, and we performed in Carnegie Hall, and that's where we were born. And we've been performing ever since. And last year we headlined the festival on Sunday, and this year I'm going to do just solo. There was a spot open, so I said, you know what, I'm going to just plug myself in there, I guess, and just that way we can go. And I do everything from Sinatra and Bublé to Italian swing to Bocelli to I have a very wide range of what I do, but mostly when I'm doing solo stuff, it's upbeat at Italian festivals, especially.
Well, as a guy with zero talent for music, I appreciate both of you for what you do. Larry, you're a marketing guy. This is a dream thing to market. It almost markets itself. But
Yeah.
What's your pitch to people as a longtime marketing and PR guy when you pitch the festival? What's the 30-second pitch?
Well, I think it's I really think it's about celebrating our heritage and being together with family. That's to me what it's all about. The food, the music, the rides. It's, we're all about being together. That's what Italians are about, coming together, celebrating. And we do that through those various things, food and music and all that. So the chance that you can come with your own family and spend the whole weekend together, or meet friends, new friends, celebrate your heritage with like-minded people, I think that's the draw for me. Calling it, this was a lot of fun, and it kind of had a life of its own, and we sort of said, "Oh my gosh, what have we done? What have we done?" The operations people would call me and go, "Could you stop marketing this?" Because you just don't know. We thought maybe 10,000 people would show up, not 25,000, and now we're expecting maybe over 30,000 if the weather is great, because we even had kind of a rainy Friday night.
Still packed.
So it was still packed. So if we, now that the word is out, it's going to grow even more. But it's been a real joy to market.
Elio, Baltimoreans tend to migrate arterially. That is to say, if they grow up in East Baltimore, they end up at Perry Hall, they get a little money, they go out to Bel Air. I know the Italian community was largely on the east side. Do you find a lot of people at the festival come up to you and say, yeah, my grandfather lived in East Baltimore, then we moved to Fullerton, then we moved to Abingdon, that kind of thing?
A lot. I mean, so many Italian families lived either in Little Italy to start, but Highlandtown was full of them. And then, Rosedale, the footprint in Italian, the way Italians migrated in Baltimore especially, has just grown. And when we started when we started SIAB in 2013, I had no idea how many Italians were in Harford County, but they came out of the woodwork. And like Larry said, I've been a part of several Italian organizations, and the selfless dedication and the heart that these members have, that the SIAB members have here, is bar none the best and most selfless organization that I've been a part of.
I've never seen people work so hard. I've never seen anything like it. I mean, the just there a week before, and we were there at 4 a.m. and 4 a.m. to midnight every day. You know, these guys were hanging up signs and booths and fences, and I mean, it's a huge effort.
Absolutely. We're going to put the dates up again so folks know when the festival is coming up soon. Talk real quickly about tickets. What's it cost, and can you get tickets in advance?
Yeah, tickets are $10 a piece, or 3 for $23 if you're coming for all 3 days. And Larry, why don't you talk about that special that we have coming up?
The package?
The package.
Yeah, we're going to do a package where you're going to be able to get your ticket, your souvenir cup, and an Italian sausage and peppers sandwich, which is part of the SIAB booth. So it's sort of like a SIAB supporter, and I think it's going to be $25. It's not live yet. It will be in the next week or two, but you'll be able to buy that online pretty soon. Everything's at MarylandItalianFestival.com.
I was okay till you mentioned the sausage and peppers. Now you've lost me because I'm thinking about food the rest of the discussion here.
Well, that's our tent. That's the SIAB sausage and pepper tent.
All the benefits, go to charity directly from the SIAB tent.
And another shout out to SIAB, because your long-term vision is to keep expanding your charitable work.
Yeah, and now with, like I said, with the advent of the Maryland Italian Festival, we're able to increase the charitable footprint, not only in Harford County, but expand that to Maryland as well. And that for me is what it's all about. And not only, I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
But not only just giving money to charities, but we also get involved, like with the bocce tournament. We have Saturday, we have a bocce tournament that's for the public, which you can go on to MarylandItalianFestival.com and register your team. We can talk more about that in a little bit. But the big thing is on Sunday, we have, I'll just keep on talking.
Well, we're almost out of time.
Are we out of time?
Maybe
for 10 minutes.
We could extend this to an hour, but I don't think Harford TV would like that.
But real quick, I want to mention that the Special Olympics bocce tournament is on Sunday. And that, to see that and to be a part of that and to watch the Special Olympics athletes do that is incredible.
I want to thank both of you for being here today. I'm really excited about the festival. Thank you both for being here. Can't wait to hear you perform. And thank you very much for watching Inside Harford County, airing exclusively on Harford TV. Join us again next month. On behalf of our crew, I'm Mark Vernarelli. Thanks again for watching.